Я
На
что-то
BMW?
запамятовал. Да, на БМВ кто-то в пятах был и неплохо так застопил практически всех в классе LMP, и дав тем самым Гойбергу чуть-чуть оторваться от основной группы.
Ты имеешь в виду BMW GTP?
Да-да-да, именно.
Я сомневаюсь, что у кого-то тут был пит. У всех по нулям
Нет,
пишет
нет,
тайминг.
GTD.
GTD, вот
Ты
я не посмотрел даже.
Фоли выходил.
Да, вот. В пятом повороте кто-то ставил обломки.
И желтый флаг появился. Ну и
Зеленый
наконец-то
флаг.
зеленый.
Зеленый флаг, который мы еще не видим, к сожалению, из-за
Сейчас я
дела,
почему-то его еще.
которого не должно быть, по сути, на официальной трансляции. Все, теперь видим.
Это вообще только сейчас показал зеленый флаг.
Скажи свое время.
В плане. Нет, именно на трансляции.
11:02, 15, 14.
11:02, 16, 14.
Попробуй обновить, я не знаю. Что произошло? Ну, сам по себе. Перегазовал.
Просто хотелось ему. Мне интересно даже, сколько ему лет. Сейчас
Алонсо
посмотрю.
43 либо 44.
Нет, Фарана.
Вообще не важно, если у нас есть Себастьян Бурде, которому огромное количество лет. И он выигрывает гонки.
С ним что-то случилось, и он чуть-чуть, вот даже сейчас на повторе
Ну, если
показывают.
верить, да, разворот.
Подскользнулся чуть-чуть на поребрике. И упал
Причем
на
в том же
последнем
месте, где и наш старый друг.
Джон Фарана, старый друг. Нет,
Жалко,
ну
очень
да,
жалко, потому
да,
что Акари будет
в следующем
его
повороте, если
очень...
не ошибаюсь, Джон Фарана в 13-м вылетел. Ну,
Акари
неприятно, что того, что был на втором
тяжело
месте. Ну и несмотря
будет.
на то, что Эстер обогнал, были еще.
Вот сейчас, надеюсь, нам покажут. Да.
Я реально за то, что не заводская команда, в целом логично все.
Опа. О, тут прям...
Опа, да прям настолько, но что-то у меня есть ощущение, что Насру чуть-чуть поднасрали. Вернее, нет, Насар, по-моему, сам себе этим мувом поднасрал, такое ощущение.
Ну, возможно. Но это... Да, очень странно. Мне кажется, это нужно... Хотелось бы наказать это.
В КДТ мало ли наши немногочисленные зрители. Не знаю, когда там.
То самые любимые зрители.
Количество зрителей равно количеству наших друзей.
Максим Константинов пишет: здорово, парни. Вопрос, как мы пропустили данное сообщение. Каким образом? У меня вопрос. Ого.
У меня вопрос, почему у меня не показываются сообщения в чате?
У меня вопрос, что я вижу на экране. У нас просто танцы между 43-й и 22-й машиной были. Вау, это очень сильно.
Мне запомнилось, это Европовская, потому что она, если я не ошибаюсь, стоит в каком-то музее.
Ты
Она выиграла
про...
Лиман, ее поставили в музей.
Ты про зеленую-желтую?
Да.
Да, я
Ну,
только что про
кстати,
нее
мы
говорил.
сейчас наблюдаем, как
Да,
попали
она,
сзади.
если я понимаю правильно, то она выехала из пит-стопов, из пита выехала, ее развернула, и она заехала еще раз. Вау. Контакт это был.
Гонки.
Остается единственным ценителем.
Тебе было бы на это без разницы, если бы ты так сильно не любил этот Макларен.
Ну, так, у нас и лого с Маклареном. Одно из.
Ну, потому что что? Потому что лого делал ты.
Ну, а кто, если не я?
А, ну и
Почему-то-
вот его. Он
Почему-то
взял слишком
никто
низкую
другой это не
траекторию
делает. Да, выехал.
и
Ну,
выехал, да,
и подсекся
на
довольно
вторую,
много
и
позиций.
хотел уже вернуться, и все, и класс P2. Крис Каменно заменил Мануэль Эспирито Санто. Так вот. М.
You know the way to his heart. Bring him a sticker. It's like having a 5-year-old. Honestly, it really is. Stickers and caps. That's what you need for Mr. Mackay. Especially the caps.
Ты- А, ну хотя сейчас сейфти кар, сейчас все. Вот еще раз нам показывают инцидент. Я вам, кстати, напомню,
Зелёный
что... Я вам напомню, что Lexus до сих пор находится в пятах.
Да, его чинят, скорее всего, за стенкой просто.
Да. То, что уже отрыв-то уже в 40 кругов.
И, кстати, не только Lexus, еще и Ferrari.
А, и, кстати, чё, достаточно быстро прошли желтые флаги, уже зеленые флаги появились, и наконец-то мы сможем
13-й машине
дальше.
выдали Stop and Go.
Stop and go, да. Честь то, что Крис Камерон у нас все-таки человек не молодой.
Как это связано?
Старческие проблемы всякие.
Что ему нужно теперь каждый
А,
круг
ладно,
заезжать,
он
чтобы
вполне
подогнать?
себе молодой, ему всего лишь 55. Ну, ребенок еще. Ну, я думал, мало там недержания, еще что-нибудь, как бы, всякое же бывает.
Он, кстати, опять поменялся.
Ну, кстати, я сейчас смотрю и вижу, что большинство маршалов это люди пожилые. А из-за того, что это Америка, большинство толстые. Опа. Показали нам, откуда этот блок появился,
Ну,
вернее,
проехались.
в пенале.
Чуть-чуть, ну.
Больше просто непонятно, опять откуда он взялся.
Так, а
Те
Джордан
самые
Тейлор
фантомные обломки.
воспользуется возможностью захода на пит-стоп?
А мне кажется, это просто какой-то жесткий ивент, который им здесь создается. Знаешь, типа гонка скучной становится, они просто обломок выкидывают на трассу.
Зеленые флаги. Сразу там борьба двух агр. Вплотную едут бок о бок.
Dixon a little bit tardy on the restart there because he just had his pocket picked by Nick Yellowly. He did indeed.
Да, проходит Ник Йеллоли Скотта Диксона, легенду Индикара.
Между 70-й и 19-й машиной, что тоже хочется увидеть.
Но нам не покажут.
Да, я думаю, сейчас будет повтор. Это у нас Брэндон Ирип. И 19-я машина, это у нас... Не вижу пока что. 19-я машина, это у нас Себастьян Баут. Астон Мартин из класса...
Вот, возможно.
24 и... Да, наверное. Да, 17 и 19 вот номера. Угу.
Ну,
Ну ладно, легко делались.
ну, в целом.
Стоит, сейчас нам покажут даже крупным планом. Что же здесь произошло, скорее всего, просто по... Интересно.
Что-то какое-то проклятие.
Стал
у него.
посреди трассы и снял себе.
Кстати, вот тоже, когда типичная ситуация в ЛТЦ. Вот это вообще... Я не знаю, как это прокомментировать.
That is so fairly well hooked on. I'm guessing it's the edge of turn one. Yes, it is. Oh, another big wiggle there. And we've seen a number of people hitting that bump. Rasmus riding a bucking bronco of an Orica there as he came through. Not sure it's going to be doing the aero much good on that. Just to go back to the point, I really puncture on that's the 14 of Kyle Kirkwood, a car that's been running in the top 10. He's losing the wheel. The wheel's come off. The left front wheel has come off that car. There's no locking nut. That'll be a full course. Issues, car refused to restart earlier on.
Oh,
another big
Paul.
swapper coming through turn one. Paul de Resta somehow holds on to a sideways, almost backwards, bucking 22. Again, that's the second time the 22.
Here and to be part of Porsche Penske Motorsport is a dream come true for me. So let's keep our fingers crossed for a good result today.
I was going to ask, you've done this race before in the GT classes, but now doing it in a prototype. Is it that much different of an experience?
Yeah, it's very different. I mean, just the speed difference, the different dynamics in the traffic. I mean, the good thing is I don't have to look so much into the mirror, right? But the bad thing is it's just so hard to get the...
.org. 2,900 euros sounds a lot, but that's from Thursday onwards.
Oh,
as
Fred
there was
Vesti.
a mistake from Fred Vesti last time around.
I want it all. We want the Chamber of Commerce weather, and we want to see some lap records smashed. And whoa, massive moment a moment ago, though, for the 34 Conquest Ferrari. In the lead of GTD, Lorenzo Petrese sticks a wheel out over the curb, and he's full arms and elbows, paints Michelin rubber.
But a lot of pressure on here. The Huracan won first time out. Everything was talked down from that, I think, rather wisely. Different days now from when the Huracan came on the scene. Have you enjoyed today?
Yeah, it's been, you know, I've always wanted to be part of these, you know, big endurance races around the world. And yeah, of course, you know, we've got a bit of work to do with the new car, but there's a lot of positives to take away. And, you know, if we can get to the end of this race while, you know, we're pretty much still developing the car, it would be a fantastic achievement for everyone involved.
And by the way, those who are watching and listening, Sandy wasn't kidding. There's still sand where he's had his hands device as well. I've just noticed.
I wonder what you were looking at.
No, I was thinking, he looks like he's been lying out on a beach doing a bit of sunbathing. I promise you he hasn't. Sandy,
Yeah.
It's a pleasure. You're welcome here anytime.
Appreciate
Anytime.
it. Thanks very much for having me.
Sandy Mitchell from the FAF Lamborghini Temerario. Get used to saying that, because that is going to be a force to be reckoned with, that car. Very, very sensible way to bring that car into the championship, and that's its global competition debut right here. History starts with that new car at Sebring.
And you need to tune into our archive on IMSARadio.com and listen into a feature I did earlier in the week. We had a chat with Andrea Caldarelli, who's been really involved with the development. A drive-through penalty straight away for Nico Verone. That took no time at all. So the Backler had already got past Hesse, and then Verone stuffs it up the inside, clatters the rear right corner of the BMW and sends him around. Now, I refer back to the 2025 Rolex 24 at the...
What we're being told in the darkness, and Peter's eyes
Yep, it is.
says that. Absolutely it is, Peter. Great spot. Right rear tyre. That car has just come out of the pit lane. Looks in sparkling condition. From the left-hand side, the Brian Herder Autosport machine. Well, you absolutely cannot fault again race control for calling that. The wheel disappears. And again, as I always say at these moments, never a good day when one part of your car is doing a different lap. A big sideways slide by Felipe Nasser. Kevin Estra's under pressure from Fred Vesti on the restart. We said that the non-Porsches have to get into them. Down the inside by Vesti. Then goes to the outside at turn one. That was a big power move by the Cadillac driver in the wheel and machine, but he couldn't intimidate Kevin Estra. He tried to get Estra to go to the wall and then go around the outside. Trail break. Have to worry. He's got out of the car. And it was just that bump again, that same bump. Cool tyres, just as I said, this is the first flying lap. You come round, the car is not at full operating height. Right rear that went in for first, and then the whole of the back of the car as the car spun around. It's just that last little bump. He was on the perfect line and just got bumped, what, 3 or 4 inches across, and then the Michelin spin up on that curb. How many times have we seen that today? We've seen a couple of people make tremendous...
Lost together. Green flag.
Green flag, 1 hour and 20 minutes to go. 80 minutes of racing. Cars weaving on the run down to the first corner. The 2 Porsches almost come together. Through turn 1, and Estra had to back out of it. They still haven't swapped their positions as we are led to...
They were splitting strategy, of course they were.
Yeah, but
So-
once you've both got out in your first and second, if you've helped that number 7 car to get in and out of its pit easier, then...
And the thing is, if this goes green to the end, Kevin Estre doesn't necessarily have to change tyres, whereas Nazar might
Well, that's
have to.
true.
And that might then switch the advantage back the way.
Well, I don't think so, because you can do tyres...
Ah, there it is, there's your swap.
It's happening right now on the circuit. And Estra goes through into turn 17. Now not sunset, but moonlight. It has happened. The bestest lap of the race from that car.
And again, yeah.
2 minutes, .788. That's just taken the fastest lap of the
Here
way
comes Nazar.
from Triassi competition, and the Ferrari. The 2 Porsches, meantime, are almost side by side into turn 17. A clever move from Cleven Estra, who just started to drift out in the middle of the corner. Once again, there's traffic in front of them, and that's the GT Pro battle that they're going through at the moment. So those are cars that are battling themselves, and they will not want to give up too much space at all.
Nazar half a second quicker on the previous lap, so he's all over Estra. But the one thing about Kevin Estra is he's usually very strong through traffic, but Nazar's all over the back of him as they come through Gurney Bend down towards the hairpin. This is a point where you can be vulnerable on the brakes. Nazar's going to have a look as he switches to the outside. Now remember, Estra's been warned for blocking, so he's got to be careful here. Race controller watching, has a wiggle on the exit of turn 7. Nazar all over the back of him. There must be no nails left. They're all chewed away already, I'm sure, at Porsche Penske Motorsport.
You would think that the lead car has an 8-lap tyre advantage at the moment, and now it's prototype traffic that's ahead of them. And this may be just a little more difficult for both of these drivers, as in the darkness they're all closing down together. And here comes Jack Aitken and Sheldon van der Linde. The Porsches battling are bringing the Cadillac number 31 and Sheldon van der Linde in the 24 BMW back into it. They still can't get past the traffic as they come into the fast Jean de Bian S's right off the track on the left-hand side to try and get the exit onto the Ullman Straight, and they will power past that traffic. And this time, Estra perhaps with a little bit of breathing space. How hard are they pushing?
Here comes Nazar.
Nazar down the inside. A late move. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he can. He'll drift out. But there's again a big wobble from Estra's car. It really doesn't look like that he is the one with the better tyres. And here comes Jack Aitken's headlights right behind him in the Cadillac. Number 31 is right up to temperature.
It's
Incredible
Daytona.
stuff.
It's Daytona all over again. The Porsches were dominant, but the 6 number Penske car of Vantor, Estra and Campbell, just for whatever reason, when it matters, not able to fight with the number 7 machine. And that was very, very close there. Estra taking the risk to go round the outside of the 80 Lone Star Mercedes, going into Jean de Bian, and got away with it.
Your submission, I don't think we've seen more egregious things that have been waved off with a yellow card, as it were.
Jack Aitken's gone through then.
Yeah.
So Estra's got big problems now because he's got Van der Linde right behind him in the BMW and now has to try and find a way back through on Aitken as Aitken stuffs it up the inside of Harry King in the GTD Pro Roxy Porsche. And here comes Estra. Here comes Estra, shows it and bangs wheels with Aitkens. Whoa, but here comes Van der Linde. Oh.
Van der Linde making it 3 wide as they go down the back straight. This is incredible racing from these guys. Somebody's going to have to give. Something's got to give, or they're all going to end up in black bin liners with carbon fibre all over the place. Estra goes back through. Now, how will that be seen by race control?
Christmas Day for Felipe Nasr. That gap is going to... Oh, 5 seconds already.
5 seconds. But it's 1-2 again for Porsche. Wow, that was some racing there, Peter.
Wow. It's a win for Miguel Molina, just got a lot more difficult. I think you're right. And up the inside comes another Ferrari. It's, I don't believe it, it's his factory teammate, the number 21 there of Antonio Fuoco.
Oh my goodness me.
What?
Second
They're
place.
not even in the same class.
Second place. And that's a huge free kick for Gradient. That's the closest car to Gradient.
The Gradient are not going to make it without a huge amount of full course yellow.
What happened after that as well in the darkness?
That was the tower car, I think. Yeah, it was the 8 tower car, but he doesn't have enough fuel.
I know that.
Nowhere near enough.
I know.
Like, Van der Linde lost it on his own.
Van der Linde lost it on his own.
Strange one.
He did. The moon is up. It's in the constellation of Taurus, just at 1% the waning, the waxing crescent. Little smiley face in the sky.
Do you know who's that's let off the hook enormously? Antonio Fuoco, again.
Yeah.
Antonio Fuoco in the 21. This could maybe set a record for a potential win with the most amount of drive-through penalties.
Yeah.
I mean, to take out a car not in your class and one of your Ferrari.
It's Acura Meyershank, the 93 followed in by the 60 as they put their Michelin tyres on. Not seeing any fuel going in, quite interestingly, though. And now the 93's got an issue going back up on the air jacks as they try to get the left rear fitted. It's not worked out properly for them. The 60 is going to go off in the way. Sheldon van der Linde's got a fresh set of Michelins as well. And finally, the 93 is able to leave the stall.
Positions again from the 6 and the 7. We've got 16 3/4 minutes to go in the 74th running of the Mobile One 12 Hours of Sebring. Porsche first and second. Nasser weaving around on the front straight. Jack Aitken did get a good start. Coming through further back is the BMW of Sheldon van der Linde or Nico Peña, but he can't get that done. So the two Porsches being told to get the hammer down at the front of the field, and then Travis Law, the senior...
Making great moves forward. Robbie Foley on board, but what happened to the Mustang? I think it got together with the Triarzi car, the 033. Oh my word, Frederick Verbies just drills into the back of Molina. Oh my goodness.
That was why Molina was going slow.
And then one of the other cars, the other Mustang, oh dear, both Mustangs involved, one having to take evasive action. That was the 65. So it must have been the 64 then that drilled into the back. So
no, I think it was the 65.
No, the 64... No, 65 took evasive action and the 64 hit the back of the Triarzi.
Good for you. Yeah.
Oh my word.
Well, he's going to get a penalty for that. Dennis Olsen. Try and use the traffic here. He's closing right up on the back of the Aston Martin towards turn 3. This is his big opportunity. He's got to be right underneath the rear wing of the British GT car run by the American team with Tom Gamble behind the wheel. There's nothing in it here. It's one of the Works Mustangs that's right ahead of them. Can the Aston get through down into turn 7? If he does, that will be the race for me. But he hasn't been able to. He's Fuoco. He's closing right up as they come through the Fangio chicane. More traffic ahead, including one of the BMWs as well. Oh, this is very tight indeed, Conor De Filippi.
Nothing wrong with the straight line speed of that Aston V8. It just gallops as now the leader overall in the race is blocked behind the Ferrari. Fuoco lets Felipe Nasr go by. The gap at the front is down to 1.6 seconds. Where's Estra? Estra can't be far behind.
Yeah, he's got to get with him as The leader goes through. No, Estra is not in sight.
No, there he is, just behind Fuoco.
Even if we didn't think he was going to win, NASA's just won the race there in the way he got through those 4 GT cars.
Big moment for Fuoco there, just a wiggle going through the S's, and Estra dives through. That might win Gamble the race in GTD for Heart of Racing.
They're going to get another lap after this one, though. It's white flag next time by the start-finish line for our leader, Felipe Nasser. We promised you the 74th running of the Sebring 12 hours, the mobile one, 12 hours of Sebring, is going to go into effectively overtime because time has literally run out as the cars went across the line and we start the final lap. We promised you 12 hours of action. It's going to be about 12 hours and 2 minutes. And Felipe Nasser goes on to lap 343 with a 2.2 second lead. Ricky Taylor is safe-ish in second. Jack Aitken, though, is not giving up, and it was only half a second between them as they went across the line. In LMP2, 0.2 of a second. Mikkel Jensen and Paul de Rest are the teammates, and Paul de Rest has just put his fastest first sector in of the race. Incredible stuff. In GTD Pro, a second and a half between the 2 Porsches, and in GTD it's about 0.8 of a second. Is Fuoco going to have a go? I don't think he's close enough.
Blomqvist is all over the back of Aitken for 4th place as well.
Well, there's 3 cars within a second
everywhere.
there. Ricky Taylor,
Here
Jack
comes
Aitken.
Fuoco. He's passed.
He's gone through. He sneaked through. Kim from so far back. That's the lead in GTD. Incredible. That came from nowhere in the S's.
And Fuoco's gone. He's but 1 corner and he's gone.
And then we've got 2 of the almost a touch behind them as they came through to Jean de Bihan. Oh, that such a late move, but a clean move from Fuoco that has taken the lead at the last gap, not even half a lap, maybe 1.5 miles from home. The second round of the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is won by Porsche Penske Motorsports, and the number 7 car comes through to take it from their teammates. A second and a half behind, it's Ricky Taylor. Some redemption for Wayne Taylor Racing in the number 10 Cadillac. Jack Aitken holds off Tom Blomqvist and Sheldon von der Linde at the line. Nick Yellerly brings the Acura home in 7th. 8th is Louis Delatraz. Nico Peño in 9th for JDC Miller. And it's the 2 United cars that take the victory. 1st and 2nd, the 2 and 22. Fortier bringing the Tower car home in 3rd. And in GTD Pro, 2 Porsches, and ahead of that field as well, with Manti and the Grello ahead of the AO Racing 77, the best of the Corvettes. Hey, how about the Corvettes, by the way? No pace all week. Pick up a 3rd and a 4th, Peter, at the end of the race. And in GTD, a dramatic last lap pass from Antonio Fuoco on Tom Gamble's Aston Martin gives the win to AF Corsi.
Mobile won 12 Hours of Sebring class winner.
Crazy. I would have never thought it if you told me that yesterday. But what a great day. Team made all the right calls. We had a little bumpy start. We took a penalty that unfortunately we had to work our way back on, but gained back our lap and moved our way forward. I'm so proud of these guys. What a great team effort today.
Great team, great drivers. Mikkel brought it home. Hunter McElray, you had a big part to play. You were nipping at the lead, or at the heels of the leader for a good part of one of your last stints in the car. Did you know the car was strong enough for Mikkel to go for the win?
Yeah, I mean, we just put ourselves in position. Obviously, it was a rough start, like Phil said, but we just executed after that, and we were hitting fuel numbers, putting ourselves in the right spot to be there at the end, and the car was mega, you know. So I was shocked with the fuel numbers we were needing to do, how fast we were, and that we were fighting for the lead. So, yeah, pretty stoked with this one. First Sebring 12-hour win, and doesn't get too much better.
Did your teammate make you a little bit nervous there at the end, Phil?
Did he ever? Where are we going?
You're going to Victory Lane. Enjoy it.
Porsche Penske Motorsports are victorious here in the Sebring 12 Hours. Lauren Heinrich, Julian Andau join Felipe Nasser as overall 36 Hours of Florida winners. Lauren, you're showing a lot of maturity in this prototype, even with a little experience.
Yeah, I mean, that's the expectation, right? Since I've been called up to this role, into this program, I knew that I'm here to perform. You know, Porsche Penske Motorsport is so successful, and today we had another chance to prove it once again. You know, it's incredible to not only win Daytona, but now also Sebring at my first shot at the overall victory. Same as Daytona, it takes time until it settles in, you know, but the crew has done a perfect job. Also, congrats to the 6 car. You know, a 1-2 result. It's a perfect day for Team Penske and Porsche Motorsport, you know, clinching the overall honors here.
Was it a nervy race at the start and the end? Was the tension quite high?
I mean, the tension was high, you know. Going through the heat of the day is hard, through the double stints. Then I think we all saw the end, you know. The fist really came up. So thanks to Felipe for once again executing there at the end. And yeah, I mean, I'm I'm speechless. You know, it's incredible to achieve this at such a young age for me, and hopefully the first of many. Congrats. Thank you.
Well, that's our two leaders, our BD or No Strategy Award prototype, as we said, going to Tower Motorsport for their excellent third place. Possibly didn't have quite the outright pace of the United cars and some of them around them. Honourable mention has to go to Era. In